You don't talk much. It's one of the most misunderstood things a person can hear. People often assume silence means insecurity, weakness, social awkwardness, maybe even a lack of intelligence. But psychology tells a very different story. In many cases, people who speak less are not shy at all. They are observing, listening carefully, reading energy, and noticing things most people completely miss. Some of the most emotionally intelligent people you will ever meet are the ones who say the least. They don't feel the need to fill every silence. They don't reveal themselves to everyone. And they understand something most people learn far too late. Just because you can say something doesn't mean you should. Quiet people often understand more than they reveal, and that is exactly what makes them powerful. In this video, we'll explore the hidden psychology of quiet people, what their silence really means, what experiences shape them, and why the quietest person in the room is often the one who notices everything. Section 1. Silence is observation. Many people assume that if someone isn't speaking, they aren't paying attention, but often the opposite is true. Quiet people tend to process more than they express. While others are busy talking, they are studying. They notice changes in tone, facial expressions, body language, contradictions between words and behavior, emotional tension no one else seems to notice. Psychologists call this high observational sensitivity. These individuals are often internally active, making connections, reading motives, and silently analyzing the environment around them. To someone who talks constantly, silence can feel empty, but to a reflective mind, silence is information. And the more a person understands human behavior, the less they feel the need to react immediately. Section 2. They think before they speak. Some people speak in order to discover what they think. Others think deeply before they say a single word. Quiet people often belong to the second group. Before speaking, they unconsciously ask themselves, is this true? Is this necessary? Is this the right moment? Will this improve anything? And if the answer is no, they stay silent. This is not weakness, it is self-control. They understand that words have consequences. Once spoken, they cannot be taken back. So instead of speaking impulsively, they choose their words carefully. And in a world where people constantly react without thinking, that restraint becomes rare and powerful. Section 3. Silence as emotional protection. For some people, silence is not personality, it is survival. Life teaches certain people to be careful with what they reveal. Maybe they were judged for speaking honestly. Maybe their emotions were ignored. Maybe vulnerability was used against them. Over time, they learned a painful lesson. Not everyone is safe. So they became selective. They stopped explaining themselves to people committed to misunderstanding them. They stopped sharing deeply with people who lacked empathy. And slowly, silence became protection. From the outside, this can look cold or distant, but internally, it is wisdom. Because they are no longer giving emotional access to people who haven't earned trust. Section 4. Quiet people often feel more than they show. One of the biggest misconceptions about quiet people is that they feel less. In reality, many feel far more than they ever express. They replay conversations in their minds. They notice subtle shifts in behavior. They analyze emotional details others completely overlook. And because they feel deeply, they become careful about expression. They know that once emotions are exposed, they become vulnerable. So instead of reacting immediately, they process things internally. Their silence is not emotional emptiness, it is emotional containment. And sometimes the calmest person in the room is carrying the heaviest thoughts. Section 5. Trust changes everything. Many quiet people are not closed off, they are selective, and there's a huge difference. If they truly trust you, they may become incredibly expressive, warm, funny, deeply emotional. But trust for them is never automatic. It is earned through consistency, respect, honesty, and emotional safety. They watch how people treat others.
They notice whether actions match words, and they pay close attention to how they feel after interacting with someone. If they sense manipulation, judgment, or unpredictability, they slowly retreat, not because they hate people, but because experience taught them caution. Section 6. They don't need constant attention. Some people speak constantly because silence makes them uncomfortable. They need reassurance, validation, attention. Quiet people are often different. They don't need to dominate conversations to feel important. Their confidence comes more from internal approval than external attention. This is why they often appear mysterious, but usually they're simply secure enough not to perform for everyone around them. They understand something many people never learn. Being loud does not automatically make someone valuable. Section 7. Silence can be psychological strength. Being quiet in a loud world requires confidence. It means you are comfortable without constant attention. It means you do not panic during silence. It means your self-worth is not dependent on being noticed. Silence becomes powerful when it is intentional, when it reflects observation, emotional control, and self-awareness. The strongest people are often not the loudest people. They are the ones who know exactly when speaking matters. Emotional conclusion. People who don't talk much are often misunderstood. Their silence is mistaken for insecurity, distance, or disinterest. But many quiet people are simply protecting a deeper inner world, a thoughtful mind, a cautious heart, a past that taught them to observe before trusting. Some people speak just to be noticed. Others remain silent until they have something meaningful to say. And often, the quietest person in the room is the one who understands everyone the most. Because true strength is not found in speaking the loudest, it is found in understanding more than you reveal. If this video resonated with you, you're not alone. Sometimes silence isn't emptiness, sometimes it's wisdom. Leave a comment. Do you talk less because that's who you are, or because life taught you to be careful? And if you value psychology, emotional intelligence, and quiet strength, subscribe to DMM-Silent Strength.